Shalom, or Shalom, brothers and sisters. Let's talk about the Lord's Passover. This year, 2021, the Lord's Passover is Saturday, April 3rd. This is a call to all the awakening descendants of Israel and the true believers and followers of the Most High to remember when the Lord smote Egypt, the land of bondage, and delivered his people from the hands of the ancient Egyptians. For I will pass through the land of Egypt this night, and will smite all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, both man and beast, and against all the gods of Egypt I will execute judgment. I am the Lord. Clearly, we do not reenact the Passover. We're not wiping lamb's blood on our doors and so forth, but we should remember and keep it until the gathering. We should remember and keep the Lord's Passover because he told us to. Exodus 12:14, and this day shall be unto you for a memorial, and ye shall keep it a feast to the Lord throughout your generations. Ye shall keep it a feast by an ordinance forever. So what I'd like to share with you is what I and my family have decided and find appropriate in observing the Lord's Passover based upon the scriptures. Firstly, this is not a party with lots of friends. It's a solemn occasion at home. Exodus 12:3, speak ye unto all the congregation of Israel, saying, in the 10th day of this month they shall take to them every man a lamb, according to the house of their fathers, a lamb for a house. So, require a bit of lamb. Some simple lamb burgers or chops or whatever you can find will do for the memorial. Season it with rosemary, thyme, salt and pepper, perhaps blackened cayenne. I typically put some seasoned salt on the other side. You're going to roast or cook that lamb over fire. Yes, I believe you can put it on a skillet that sits over fire. Also get some unleavened bread. Bread made without yeast, which causes it to rise, is unleavened. Now, you don't want those hard matzo chips that the Jewish people eat. Get some actual bread, some flatbread. Now, not all flatbreads are unleavened, but you can find a variety of unleavened or flat breads that are not made with yeast. And they shall eat the flesh in that night, roasted fire, and unleavened bread, and with bitter herbs they shall eat it. Eat not of it raw, nor sodden it all with water, but roasted fire, his head with his legs, and with the purtenance thereof. That night, generally between 6 p.m. and 7 p.m., we eat. We eat quickly. How come? Because the Lord said so. Exodus 12:11, and thus shall ye eat it, with your loins girded, your shoes on your feet, and your staff in your hand, and ye shall eat it in haste. It is the Lord's Passover. God told us that this feast, the feast of the Passover, during the first month of the year, shall commemorate the exodus of our forefathers from ancient Egypt. It is for God's people, not the stranger. It is a feast we were to keep annually throughout the generations. Exodus 12:42-44. It is a night to be much observed unto the Lord for bringing them out from the land of Egypt. This is that night of the Lord, to be observed of all the children of Israel in their generations. And the Lord said unto Moses and Aaron, this is the ordinance of the Passover. There shall no stranger eat thereof, but every man's servant that is bought for money. When thou hast circumcised him, then shall he eat thereof. If you want to know more about why this is the date and especially special this year, as well as how to determine the date in subsequent years, see my teaching about the simple Israelite calendar. It shows you the true calendar of God and also when other feast days occur.